entertainment industry just won't leave any area alone, right? They just have to seize control over every aspect, don't they?
They've got to make their mark, just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree, right? So that's what's going on here. Shania and the other folks you talked about, what they did is they were in country music and they went out. That's one thing. But people coming into country music have because I know a little something about country music. And
in this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
Now that was Bo Duke, John Schneider, Dukes of Hazzard. You know, I don't know why we're shocked if we hear something we perceive as racialized from a guy that had a TV show where he drove around with the rebel flag on top of the General Lee. But he is being condemned because the argument by the Beehive, is making the point that he compared Houston's own most talented, vivacious performer in history, right? That they compared her to a dog. Now, when you listen to the entire track, which is not what Tariq Nasheed, the African-American Twitter activist, put up, they were talking about a range of country and Western performers who are crossover talent, whether they went from country music to pop music, or in Beyonce's case, from pop music to country music. He's talking about people just making their mark everywhere. Now, it doesn't sound like, when you look at it as a whole, that it was him being racist. It was just a nasty analogy because he was talking about white and black people as well. Now, Tariq Nasheed took it and tweeted, "Country music is a genre created by foundational black Americans," and then goes off about him analogizing Beyonce and these other artists, these white ones, to dogs peeing on everything. I don't think this was racialized. I think it was just a bad comparison. Not to say he's above racism. I also find it absurd that Tariq Nasheed, much like you, want to rob white people of any creation, right? At this time in America, right? You go to any university in America right now, and you look at a black history class, it's going to talk about all the wonderful accomplishments of black people throughout history. If you look at an Asian history class, it's going to talk about all the contributions of Asian people throughout history. If you look at a indigenous people or a Latinx people history class, again, it's going to focus on all the positives. But right now in America, if you look at any class about white Americans, it is going to ignore any positive benefits, any that the Western world has contributed to the world as a whole. And it's only going to talk about the evils of whiteness and how horrible white folk are. And then at any opportunity, when you can call a white guy racist, fairly or unfairly, they're going to. Also, you love to talk about cultural appropriation, Quanell. Well, if a white person opens up a taco shop or a soul food shop, well, they're a racist, cultural appropriator. If a white person raps, you hate white rappers, right? You have bitched about white rappers for years. You called it cultural appropriation. I don't feel that way about Beyonce. I think that Hold'em song kind of sucks, but I don't think it's real country music, but I think she's an incredible talent.
I have complained about white rappers
constantly for years.
Who take from the African-American entertainment industry and market, but don't give the credit where it deserves.
Who?
I've always spoke out against those white rappers who attempt to make money off the genre of hip-hop, but yet don't make the financial contributions back into the community that they should.
Who?
Bubba Sparks, one in particular for sure. And even Eminem was there until he was encouraged by the black brothers surrounding him. He needed to do more and do better in Detroit for his own black community in Detroit, because that's where he started his hip hop career there. But we're talking about Beyonce. We're talking about Beyonce and this white guy here, and this white female. To watch that whole interview was an insult. It was disrespectful. To compare Beyonce, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, female entertainer.
I'll give you that. She's amazing.
Lifetime,
right?
Her generation.
Like Taylor Swift here, Beyonce up here.
If not for the last 3 generations. But to him to use the analogy comparing her to a dog.
It wasn't just her. It was Shania Twain.
We knew what he was doing.
Taylor Swift.
We knew what he was doing.
Okay, who's we? Who's we?
We black folk.
How so?
And let me finish, man. I didn't cut you off.
You do it all the time.
This no good
I used to
racist
not cut you
cracker.
off, but I gave up.
This racist no good cracker
So why is it okay to call him a
that
cracker?
sister, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
To compare their sister to a dog, when it is black people, according to the president of the Country Music Hall of Fame that founded country music, and you sit there and speak like an asinine jackass about Beyonce,
what did
is
white people create?
unforgivable.
I mean, no doubt black people created rock and roll.
We can get
right?
there. We can get there.
There's absolutely no doubt.
Let me finish. We can get
rock
there.
and roll was
but
stolen
this man
from
was
the
racist.
rockabilly
and
blues.
the touchy-feely plantation mistress interviewing him, she was no better.
So,
Sister Beyonce
cracker,
deserves to be recognized
mistress.
with her song Texas Hold'em.
So he should
a
be
beautiful country song.
Oh, that song is trash.
But to make it appear that we as black folk
she
are
makes
trying
some
to
great
go into
music.
a genre or go into
And
a
it's
field of
selling
music
a lot of
that we don't have
songs.
access to or should not have access to is an insult when we founded the genre of country music.
How so? Who founded it?
African people.
Who? Tell me.
African
Tell me.
people.
Give me a name.
And according,
because I can give you names of the black people that created rock and roll.
And I can
right,
too.
Little Richard, Chuck Berry, go on and on.
Come
right,
on now.
it was really a woman.
And
Well,
Elvis Presley, he damn sure wasn't the king of rock and roll.
Well, he just co-opted it.
He stole black music.
Okay, do
That's
you
what he
think
did.
Eminem stole black music?
Eminem absolutely stole the black talent and black music.
Okay,
because he wasn't born by black people or from black people.
But he's an incredibly talented rapper,
right?
right?
But what he did, he took black music and used it to the best of his internal genius and made great accomplishments with it. And I have no problem with it.
You condemned him for it for years.
I condemned him for not giving back to the black community with the level of success he made out of black music. That's what I did.
But yet, so Beyonce, should she give back to the white community?
For what?
For making white music.
She does give back to them.
Okay. So
all the time.
How so?
Easy. White people distribute her music and make tens of millions and billions from it.
That is rich white people.
White
I'm talking
people,
about a white
wait a minute.
community, working
white
class
people
white
control the
Houstonians.
networks that she perform on.
You know, you talk about white people as if all white people are rich.
That she travel
I was born into a broken ass
home. So don't pretend like she don't give it to white folk.
Okay, the truth
she
is,
give a lot of money to white people.
She's stealing white music. Who cares?
She ain't stealing white music.
As long as she's making her money.
We are the mothers and fathers of music.
Make your own money. Don't worry about the people and all the white rappers. You do the same damn thing.